In this video, we're going to have a look at searching for data within SAP. SAP is an enormous and vast system. As a result, there are many ways by which to search for data applicable to your task and business transactions. In this demonstration, we will take a look at a few basic ways to find the data in the system itself. Now, in this scenario, let's say you're a user who needs to find a specific material in order to update its master record. You are unsure of the exact material number. However, you know the material is in the casing category. How do you find it? Well, let's start by entering the MM02 transaction code into the command field and launch from there. So we'll just key in MM02 and then click the continue icon. Since you don't have the material number, the match code icon highlighted here can be used to launch you into a multitude of material search options. So just click the button and then will be displayed the material number search option window. From the material number search window, there are several options for conducting a search. For example, each of these tab strips provides a distinct search criteria, such as searching by material or bill of material. These navigation buttons allow you to scroll over to access various tabs to find the search criteria that best suits your purpose. There is also a drop-down menu next to the navigation buttons that provides all the search criteria options available. And as you can see, there's lots for material number. From these selection options, we're going to select search criteria utilizing the material description field. Now, as I stated earlier, the only information we have pertaining to material is that it is a casing material. So let's use that as the search criteria. Oh, and another tip in searching for data is the usage of the wildcard feature, the asterisk. Utilizing the asterisk before the word casing will cast a system search for all materials identified with the term casing. Once we've entered our search criteria, we just click the continue icon. Now we get shown a list of all casing materials. We can identify the material pertinent to our query. Just double click the entry you want, and that will bring it back to the filter field on our original screen. Okay, now that we have the appropriate material number, we can continue to execute the transaction by clicking the continue icon. Now, for this specific transaction, we need to modify data with the basic data fields 1 and 2. So we need to highlight those records and then continue by pressing the continue button. Now, as you can see, we are brought back to our transaction screen and we can see the basic data 1 tab and basic data 2 tab. Let's step back. There are other features in SAP that allow you to perform dynamic searches. In this next scenario, you are going to be looking for specific pieces of equipment to put together a report. You decide to execute transaction IE05 to find your equipment. So let's enter transaction IE05 and click the continue button. Now, as we've done previously, we're going to utilize the match code feature to execute a search. So we will click the match code button for equipment. And then let's say you don't have the specific equipment number, but you know that all the equipment you're looking for is at the Atlanta location. So the first thing you need to do is refine your search according to that criteria. So down in the city field, we'll key in Atlanta and then click the continue button. Once the search returns all of the available Atlanta items, you can pick and choose the appropriate equipment numbers. I'll just select the top one and click continue. With your equipment selected, you can now execute the transaction. And as you can see, we're taken to the screen where we can change the equipment general data. Let's step back. Now, So what if you needed to return a query for several different random equipment numbers that did not encompass a sequential range of item numbers? How would you execute such a dynamic search? To get started, let's click the Multiple Selection icon. You will be shown a Multiple Selection for Equipment pop-up window. From this window, you can enter several equipment numbers that are completely random. So here I will make several entries. And once you've selected all of your equipment entries, you can click the Copy icon to add the entries to your query. You can then go ahead and click the Execute button again to execute this transaction for the equipment numbers you have selected. The search returns data for the 3 independent equipment queries we entered into our multiple selection window. Let's step back out of the transaction. And this concludes this demonstration for searching in SAP. With a little bit of practice, you'll soon realize the search functionality is very powerful, and you'll find it being used on many transactions throughout the whole system.